They're not stupid. It frustrates me when I hear older individuals looking down upon the next generation simply because of when they were born. I remember vividly what it was like to be a young man yearning to fit in, to have a purpose, to provide value, only to be looked down upon. The tugging inside to be needed, to be valued, to prove myself to the world was often met with resistance. I regrettably have fallen occasionally into the same trap as well, and it pains me to admit that. This isn't a new phenomenon, and it dates back to the dawn of time. In the 4th century BC, Aristotle can be quoted saying, "Young people are high-minded because they have not yet been humbled by life, nor have they experienced the force of circumstances. They think they know everything and are always quite sure about it." I reject the notion that age defines maturity, that age defines capability, that age defines a person, or that age defines trustworthiness. Being of one generation doesn't make me better than the ones that are coming up next to take the torch. In fact, I have a responsibility to be a mentor, an example. I need to be aware of my example and my presence. If I don't do my part to build them, then who will? Should I just wait until I'm ready? Should I entrust that mission to someone else? If I cannot trust or put faith in the next generation, I need to remind myself that I was entrusted to them first. How I view and measure their competency and purpose says more about my life than it does about theirs. So I'm going to tell you a story that sort of impacted my life when I was a young man and I wanted to get a firearm and be able to carry a firearm. And I realized probably, well, I know because you've said it to me, what you've realized. You're 17, so going and buying a handgun is impossible. You can't carry it. Nobody trusts you with it. If you would go to somebody and say, "I want to carry a gun," they look at you like you're crazy, like a kid, and you're not. You're a young man. But I remember being around a family member who found out that I wanted to carry a pistol, and I found out that there's certain instances where you can own them at 18, but they just looked at me like I was crazy, and they just said, "I hope that you can't carry a gun at 18. You got to be 21," as if being 21 was the reason that I would hit maturity, that it's the reason that I would all of a sudden become a man enough to be able to carry that firearm and be trusted with it. And I think that we've done a disservice to young men especially by blocking them off based solely on their age. And I know that you're feeling that too in certain areas of your life. You get your driver's license, you have freedom, you're trusted to operate a vehicle, but you're not trusted with a firearm to protect your life. And then if you get married, like I did before you're 21, you're now entrusted to a human, and you can't effectively protect that human's life. So to me, we are missing the mark on this, passing this torch to the younger generation, and that's why I have you here to teach you about shooting so that hopefully through this you make a choice. And I'm not joking about this either, Peter, that you make a decision today with firearms that you're going to continue towards mastery, because that will discipline your mind, it will help you align with your vision, and it's going to make you a more capable man, not only for your future wife, but for your family now and also the community that's around you. So while we're training today, the only thing that I want you to be thinking about is not just, I'm shooting a gun. What I want you to be thinking about is, how does this affect me as a man, and how does this help me become better for the people that I love? And if we think of it like that, then we can fully grasp the weight and the responsibility of doing what we're doing today. And also, I believe in you, and I believe that you're responsible. I believe that you are a valuable asset to the people around you. You're a valuable asset to me as a friend, as a coworker. And because of all that, I want to teach you what I know. I want to pass the torch of my knowledge on to you and set you up in a good spot. So, are you ready to get going?
I'm ready to get going.
Let's do it. There's power in inspiring a young soul into action. It sets in motion a powerful chain of events that has the ability to change generations to come. My life purpose should be to set an example to those who are watching. I'll never know how many eyes witness and observe my actions. I need to ask myself, do those actions reflect someone driven by purpose, or am I complacent, stuck, and lacking vision? While many will look at this as an external battle, I find that this is entirely an inward fight. I can set an example for young men to follow, or I can sit back and complain. But what does that do? Who does that build? And what difference am I making as I simply sit here complaining about the state of the next generation? It is a choice to act that I must make.
because I know the inner battle of a young man. I know the challenge I am presenting him. I'm asking another young man to step up in the face of adversity. I'm demanding him to face his demons, to take life head on. He will face the same resentment and resistance that I once faced in my own life. He will be undervalued because he is young. He will struggle and fail. He will feel less than. His efforts will fall short, and ultimately he will navigate dark valleys on his own. Except he's not alone. I'm called to mentor and do my part. I am called to pay back the debt I incurred by those who believed in me, because I want nothing more than to look another young soul in the eyes and say, I've prepared you. You are ready. Now I want to see you go and do this on your own.
So you learned some things, you shot some, and you're realizing that mastery of this is going to take a lot of time. And the key here, man, is that you take this and you do it on your own. That you don't stop here with just my coaching on the range, that you take this into your own life and you own it. You become a master of this craft, and it's gonna suck, you're gonna suck, you're gonna fall apart on these range days, but ultimately you have a choice to make, and you have to choose to keep going towards mastery. Nobody else is gonna make that choice for you.
Now it's my time to observe and see the results coming to fruition. If I laid the foundation well and set metrics and standards to achieve, then those I mentored would take the torch forward. I removed the safety nets and I stepped back. No longer will I be needed. The moment I step aside is a moment they can choose to exit or continue. The next generation isn't incapable, they aren't untrustworthy, and they certainly aren't stupid. But if I allow myself to believe all that to be true, then I have failed. I am the problem. The weight of that responsibility rests on me, not them. Their age is just a number, and their potential is not limited by it.
Age is more than a chronological fact. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. That is why we put them in dormitories, and they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.